Canada's Competition Bureau is furthering its probe into Amazon's pricing policy to determine if the online seller's rules are an abuse of dominance under the Competition Act. Bureau staff say they're looking into the Amazon Marketplace Fair Pricing Policy, which allows the company to penalize sellers for some actions, including if they list an item for sale at a price considerably higher than what it was previously offered at, either on Amazon or elsewhere. They hope to figure out if the policy forces sellers to charge customers more than they otherwise would for a product, or if it prevents competition by keeping sellers from listing their products for lower prices elsewhere. The update comes as Amazon celebrates its annual deal event, Prime Day. It runs from July 8th to 11th. But while the retailer promises big savings, there are questions about how much customers actually stand to benefit and whether Amazon's competition is catching up. For more, let's bring in retail analyst Bruce Winder. Bruce, thanks for being here. To start, there's a bit of skepticism from some around Prime Days. Do you think customers actually stand to save big?
Yeah, I think customers are going to save big, especially this year, because Amazon, they're smart. They realize Canadians are pretty frugal right now. There's a lot of uncertainty with the trade war and job loss, so they know they have to keep their pencil really sharp on price. And I think they're gonna have some pretty hot deals. There's already hot deals in place, but I think it's going to be a pretty big event for them.
When you say hot deals, can you give us an example? What do you think percentage-wise?
It varies a lot by category because different categories have different margin. Like generally electronics are lower percentage savings because the margins are lower. Mm-hmm. But if you go to health and beauty and fashion, you'll see some pretty good savings, I think up to 50% in some cases.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of the idea or perhaps claim that Amazon boosts prices in the weeks ahead of Prime Day in order to suggest or make it seem like people are saving?
No, I don't think that's the case. I mean, a big company like Amazon wouldn't do that. They're too big. The spotlight's on them, right? And they know they would be victim to consumer backlash if they did that.
How has Prime Day affected the broader retail industry? Are we seeing other sellers trying to match these prices if they can?
Yeah, I mean, what's happened since Prime Day really started back about 10 years ago is a lot of other retailers have sort of piggybacked on it, particularly in the U.S. They have their own events and they sort of put circulars and things around this time when they know that Prime Day is normally in July and then October.
What do you mean by circulars?
Circulars like flyers, like their own sales events and things like that.
Are you seeing much demand for big sales from consumers themselves right now, do you think? You mentioned the trade war and perhaps people feeling a little bit more frugal?
Yeah, I think consumers are waiting in the weeds a little bit. They're not buying a lot at regular price. They're a little nervous about discretionary items. So they are going to buy, I think, as they do see things on sale. They're waiting for that save story. And I think that's what they'll do with this event as well, is just wait to see the sales and then jump on them from that point.
For customers who may want to perhaps support a business as a Canadian business, perhaps a smaller business rather than the juggernaut that is Amazon, are they in a position to try and negotiate prices at any point?
It's pretty difficult. I mean, I think it's difficult to negotiate price if you're going to a small company because it's pretty tough. Margins are pretty tight with expenses right now, so I think it's pretty tough to do that. You kind of have to take whatever's there, especially if the item's on promotion.
Right. Bruce Winder, retail analyst. We appreciate your time and expertise. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.